What's going on, guys? Matt over here with Lethal Camaro, and today I want to do an install guide on a brand new kit from Phastek Performance. Now, this is the reverse light LED update I've basically been waiting for. Many of you guys know I did do a reverse light LED install long ago when the Camaro 6th generation first came out. I had to ghetto rig a harness and make it work. It worked. I've had no problems with it, but it doesn't look all that pretty and it wasn't that easy to install. Today, I want to actually show you an all-in-one kit that is offered by Phastek Performance. They did send me this kit for review purposes, and it's a super clean, nice design setup, and it's plug and play, and it includes everything you need, including the LED lights, including the harness, and little zip ties as well to make it look all nice and tidy in there. Let's jump right on in, show you how it installs, and let's compare it to the system that I have on my car now. Let's get right on into it. So I feel like I've done this install about 100 times. Obviously I did do my video, but let's do a quick recap on how this installs. Now, keep in mind you only need one setup here. You need one resistor. The reason being is there's a constant flow of electricity running through the wires on the reverse light bulbs. Now, the nice thing about the filament style bulbs that are in there from factory is it takes so much power to turn them on. Now, in this instance, an LED uses less power to turn on, so therefore you get an awkward glow if you were to just throw LED lights in place of the stock bulbs that come with the car. Now, in comes the resistor, which stops the power and allows you to use LEDs on the back of your car. And that's why we're doing this install. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna remove all the parts on both. You will only have to remove the top piece and the clips on the passenger side or driver side, depending which side you put the resistor on. And then on the other side, I think it will actually come out pretty easily. I don't think I have to unscrew anything anymore to get the bulb out. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull my old system out and we'll compare it to the system that Phastek is now selling. To actually do the install of the Phastek all-in-one kit, it's actually really simple. And just to highlight, the Phastek kit doesn't actually work like the initial one that I got. So if you saw the resistor setup that I originally did in my original video, this actually just plugged into the socket of the stock bulb, created a new socket for the new LED bulb, and then had the resistor to basically stop the heat, or well, to capture the heat buildup so it didn't melt things. Now, the difference here is the Phastek option actually plugs into the stock harness and keeps all the wiring for the other lights. Now, this plug and plays, you have the resistor, and therefore you're able to plug in the LED bulb into the stock socket without having to add anything up here by your light. So let's get on into this, pull this light out, and show you how to install this bad boy, and see how easy the install is overall. The tools required for this job, I am using a fine finish tool to remove these plastic parts. There's also a plastic clip on the inside of your trunk you will have to remove to get to the bolts. And I am using an 8mm socket to take the bolts off on the lights to slide it out. Again, this removal process is super easy, so let's get right on into it. I'll speed through this as I've already done it a couple times in other videos. One thing I wanted to highlight really quick, and it is a difference between the 2016-2017 model. Now, I obviously already have my smoke tail lights installed, so these are based on the 2017 version. But on the 2016 version, there's little metal or plastic, there's like a plastic clip overhang right here. You can actually use that to get like a flathead screwdriver to get leverage to turn the light and pull it out pretty easily. So therefore you wouldn't have to remove the whole housing on this side. Obviously you do have to remove the housing on one side to be able to plug in the new adapters, but overall do know that there is two different designs on the rear light, one that has plastic housing clips here and one that doesn't. The blacked out kit is ones that don't. Okay guys, now that we have the top piece off, we've removed the 3 bolts on the back, 2 here and 1 straight back here. We can pull the whole light housing straight on out, just with a little bit of a tug, should come right on off. And on the right hand side, sorry, move the camera. On your right hand, actually, sorry, left hand side, let me get my left from right, you're gonna have a harness here that's buckled right on the bottom side of the unit. And I'm gonna be careful I don't scratch my paint here. But you could see the harness right here. It does have a red clip. You pull back on the clip, push in, and that does unplug, and that disconnects your whole unit from the car. Now, if we go look back to the original setup that I did have, remember, this unit used to plug into this bulb. So you would pull this bulb out, you would then plug this unit in, and then the new bulb would go here, and it had a resistor. It worked, but the problem is this housing didn't fit. So remember my old video, if you look in the upper right hand corner, I had to customize this and Dremel it down so it would fit inside the car. Was not ideal. Most people don't have Dremels or tools to do that. So it was kind of a pain in the neck for some people to do this, or just made people not want to do it at all. So the Phastek version of this harness is a little bit easier to work with. Now, instead of having a light plug into a light socket or anything like this, this actually plugs into that harness we just decoupled. So we have the harness here. So you have this end that's going to marry up to the end that's right there. You plug that in, and then you're going to have this opposite end that's going to plug into the end that's still on the car. And we can actually go, you'll see how easy this is doing it one-handed, and you're good to go. Now, that is the whole process you have to do for the Phastek setup. Now, the LED lights that come in the kit just plug into the stock setup instead of having to do anything else. So you literally just pull this bulb out, put your new LED bulb in, and then put it in there. Now, I already have an LED bulb in there, so mine's good to go. You put it back in, and now we're gonna put it back together. Now, the other side is there's a little bit more wire here. So you do want to kind of clean it up a little bit. There are the plastic clips. These clips might not reach now with that extra extension. So what Phastek has done is they have included a couple zip ties to allow you to clean up that wiring and make it look nice. Now, in this instance, I'm going to try to clean it up the best I can, and we'll go from there. And I don't want to scratch my light housing or my car. So I can actually wrap that around a little bit so it routes through there. And then this cable, it's going to be a little difficult at this angle. But I think I can tuck that in. I might actually not have to use the zip tie. I mean, if anything, if I'm going to use the zip tie, it's going to help eliminate potential vibrating or issues, but I don't think I need to. I just need to clear that, make sure that lines up. Make sure, oh, see, I wasn't watching there. There we go. So I was just, the problem for a second is this resistor was hanging out the bottom right here. This resistor here was hanging out the bottom here. I wasn't watching it. So I'm going to pull that back, make sure it's underneath, and that light just slides right on in. Simple as that. Now we just got to bolt it up and be good to go. So now that we got the light housing it's pushed in, it's flush. You could see the heat resistor there. I just made sure it wasn't touching any wires. I don't think it's going to get too hot. My last one didn't get hot. But I think the next step is to see if it works. Now, the one thing to highlight is you're not necessarily going to see, one thing to highlight is you would see the glow right now if the resistor wasn't doing its trick. Now, keep in mind, I have the LED bulb already installed and the resistor is now in place. So if I hit unlock on my key, you'll see the LED light works. And if I do hit the lock key, it should turn off. Now, if you saw a glow there, you know you have a problem or your resistor is not working properly or something like that. But typically you need the resistor on one side only. Again, super easy, and it was an easy install. LED reverse lights. Awesome. Plug and play. Gotta love it. Thanks, Phastek. So we're gonna go ahead and button everything up. We got our 3 screws on this side. Our bolts, I should say. They're actually not screws. Get those tightened. I like to do these finger tight first, so that way I don't have issues with them falling, because you really don't want your bolts falling behind your padding. It's not easy to find stuff back there. Trust me, I've dropped stuff back there. So I got those bolts. I'm gonna go ahead and put the rubber siding around the edge of the matting. So that way this is all nice and flush. I'm gonna put my little tab back on the inside here. There you go. Now we can put the cover on. It's as simple as that. So now that side's on. Now, if you are a car that doesn't have reverse LEDs already, now keep in mind, I did have a system in place. This is my old one. It's not that pretty. I mean, you're not going to necessarily see it, but it's a little ghetto. This plugged into the light socket, the new light plugged in there. This was kind of open to the environment. I ended up putting electrical tape. It was not ideal. Yeah. So now that the Phastek system is a plug and play, easy to use, quick to install. Now all I would have to do is, if I didn't have an LED on my passenger side, is just put the LED light in. And I'm going to show you how easy that is really quick. We do have the resistor on the driver's side. So if you were to do this kit, the only final step is just getting the LED bulb on the passenger side. So we have to quickly take off this plastic cover. Again, this is just saving all those wires from being out to the elements. It also blocks a lot of the water, like when you wash your car and etc. So once you remove the top here, this is as simple as removing the bulb. You're going to twist this, pull it out, and you'll put your new LED bulb in, and you'll be good to go. And since I already have the bulb in there from my last install, there you go. LED lights, both sides, no glowing. So there you guys have it. That is the all-in-one system from Phastek Performance. Again, it includes the harness, it includes the lights. Like, you only have to put the harness on one side, so you don't have to get two of these kits. You put the harness on, it stops the glow. You put the LED bulbs in place of your old crappy bulbs, and you got really bright LED reverse lights. I think to close it out, let's check out the car, see what it looks like with LED reverse lights. But this is a very simple product to install. As you saw, it's quick and easy. You only need a little socket or a hand tool and a finishing tool, or you can even use a fork or a butter knife to basically pull those out. But it's super easy. Let's check out and see what the lights look like in a dark environment. And I will say that the LED bulbs, even with my reverse camera, make it so much brighter, so much easier to see. It's not like it was difficult to see with the stock lights, but the LEDs just make it that much easier. And there's a benefit because when you're backing up and people are driving by, they can see your car easier than they could with the old yellow dingy bulbs. So let's go look at it and we'll wrap this up. Dark environment. Let's back it up. That is bright. Well, there you guys have it. That is the Phastek Reverse Light LED kit install and overview. I think this kit is far better than the one I jerry-rigged originally. If you guys followed my original guide, I apologize I put you through so much work. This is literally plug and play, a couple clips removed, 3 bolts removed, super simple. Again, details down below in the description on where you can get this product. I think for the price, it's super awesome. And super easy. So go check it out on Phastek Performance. But if you guys enjoyed this content, hit that subscribe button. Tons of content always coming. Also, if not, likes, comments, shares are appreciated. Check out the Lethal Camaro swag down below, also at lethalgarage.com. Lots of shirts, hats, sweaters, decals, great stuff. So either or, thanks for checking out the video. And until next time, I'll see you on the road.